Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of our Lion Fight Zoom chats. We are just a few hours away now until Lion Fight 69 at the House of Blues in Boston, live worldwide on UFC Fight Pass. And when you come to Boston for a big fight, you better have the big man in the main event. And that, of course, is super cruiserweight double champ, Steve Walker. Steve, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good tonight. Just finished
Good.
training.
Excellent. You got some training in?
Yeah, I got some training in before our Zoom. So I'm very pumped, feeling strong, feeling ready.
Okay, excellent. So for those that maybe haven't quite heard yet, a change to your opponent, due to some travel restrictions and the ongoing issues with COVID and everything, your original opponent had to back out of the fight. But pretty bravely, I'd say, Warren Thompson, who was scheduled to be in the heavyweight tournament final, said that he would make the weight and he would take you on. So it's going to be Steve Walker against Warren Thompson at 210 pounds for your North American Super Cruiserweight Championship. How do you feel now about facing a different opponent for starters, but a guy that I think is going to be a real interesting challenge for you because he's an very experienced fighter and he's a hard charging kind of guy. I think he's going to come right at you.
The thing about Warren, he has like a gladiator mentality,
Mm-hmm.
which is like to kill or be killed, leave your blood in the sand. I have more of like of a warrior, like I'm going to give you my all. I'm not going to quit. So I think it's going to be a good fight. But a lot of people don't know, like as a young pup, growing up into the Muay Thai world and the K1, like watching Glory, I seen Warren fight before. And I also seen Brian Collette fight before. So as an amateur, I used to always wonder, like, damn, how is the 205 division going to look? So like Brian Collette was in the 205, and also Warren was also in the 205 division, just as well as Simon Marcus and Joe Schilling.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to study these guys, and I used to like, what if I ever fight one of these guys from Glory? And it might sound far-fetched, so you might not believe me, but I kind of seen this coming. Well, I didn't see that it was gonna come now, but I always said, like, these guys are in the 205 division that's in Glory. I gotta watch out for them because they're very explosive and they're like very Dutch style. So with me fighting Warren now, it's like, wow, I guess my dream did come true of me fighting this guy in the division. So I know that he's gonna bring his best. I'm gonna bring my best, but the main thing is not to let him find his rhythm. That I watched a lot of his fights, especially like the first fight I saw Warren was when he fought Blake. When I was an amateur, he fought Blake. I think Blake does karate or something. I have a karate background, and that's when I first noticed Warren on my radar. And mind you, I was an amateur while he was a pro, so I know that Warren liked to start out fast with his jab, cross, and low kick combination. But if I slow him down and not let him get his rhythm and keep him on his back foot, I want to see how he does fighting backwards.
So you've studied him, obviously, just as you studied Brian Collette and scored that, unbelievable tornado kick knockout. I mean, it went viral all over the world, put you on the map in a big way. You studied him. You've studied Warren Thompson. And I think Warren had a chance to study you a little bit too, because you guys were on that same card in Kansas, the one that you knocked out Collette. So I think he may know a little bit about perhaps a little bit about where you might be coming from as well.
Yes, and that's also a gift and a curse. The gift is that he know how I fight, if I'm southpaw or orthodox. The curse is that will he be able to deal with my dynamic, with my freestyle. So it could go either his way or my way. But I know that a lot of fighters don't know that every time I fight, I involve. That's one thing about being a warrior. We never fight the same. We train different, and we always add to our armor to sharpen our skills. And like I said, he's a big guy. He's a gladiator. He has power. He's strong. But let's see if speed could beat power. And that's my thing about it. I'm going to use my long length. I'm going to use my speed. I'm going to use my power to match his power. And we're going to see, what happens from there. Because like I said, the guy could fight. He's no slouch. He's no bum. It's going to be fireworks. There's going to be a lot of sweat flying in in the crowd. So if you guys don't have y'all face shields, I might as well get them.
If you don't need them for the pandemic, get it for this, right?
Get it for this, yeah.
Hey, so on that note, you fought many times under the Lion Fight banner at Foxwoods,
Yeah.
roughly about, an hour and a half or so from your home in Boston. But this fight now, basically downtown Boston, right across the street from Fenway Park. I think you're going to have an amazing turnout of Steve Walker supporters. What is that like for you? I know there's a lot of the business side of things. You want to make sure that everybody gets their tickets and stuff. But
yeah.
From that fight night perspective, when you walk through that curtain and take those first steps down the hall headed towards the ring, what is that like for you to be just feeling and hearing that intensity of the Walker fan club?
Oh man, it feels good because, like I said, most fighters during the pandemic, when there was fight going on, and there wasn't no audience in the arena, and you still had a fight, it feels different because you get to feed off the crowd's energy, from their uproars. You get to like them screaming your name, kind of give you like that inner dig deep moments. So me walking to the ring and knowing that I'm home and this is my hometown on my turf, is I can't let this gladiator come into my village and try to destroy my village or destroy me. So, with my fans being there, I think it will give me like that hometown advantage where, I have to dig deep. I can't just hand them over the crown because I can't do that. So it's a lot of pressure on me. At the same time, it's going to be fun for me because
that's what I was going to say, because I think a lot of people will put the word pressure in there, and you did, but it's also something that I think in your case doesn't pressurize you as much. It's almost like you thrive on that a little bit.
Yeah, it's called riding the wave. I have to ride the wave of my fans. It's just like a basketball game. When you have that home court advantage, like your fans expect you to win because you're home. And this is like my home. So, like the crowd might get inside Warren's head. They might boo him. They might do certain things to like get him in his mind, to like get him unfocused. So that's the good thing about fighting home, where, some fighters, we try to stay focused, but at the same time, the audience do kind of, play a part in our mental warfare. So it's kind of like a gift for me, where it's like, it's a 2-on-1. Like I'm fighting Warren, but at the same time, he's fighting me, and he got to fight the audience by trying to tune them out of his own head. So
you mentioned the word evolve before, and I think coming into that and coming into the Brian Collette fight and exiting the Brian Collette fight, we certainly saw that evolution in you, this new sort of, like you said, warrior mentality, and you're not going to let somebody come into your town and take from you wherever that may be. Does that kind of add to the situation here in terms of, maybe along the lines of not necessarily pressure, but maybe does it mean a little bit more to you fighting at home and having that additional evolution, and is there more tricks up your sleeve, I guess, kind of thing is maybe where we're kind of going with that, is that does your evolution mean more spectacular finishes?
So I won't say that, because like I said, the way how I train rules, always train never to chase a knockout. If it's there, you create knockouts by feints or by setting up certain jabs or cross to make your opponent go into these combination that will add to a knockout. But I like fighting home. I like fighting home, but then I don't like fighting home because, like I said, it takes a lot of pressure off me. When I'm not fighting home, I have fun. But when I fight home, it's like people expect you to win. People expect you to like fill seats up. People expect, there's a lot of expectation from that fighter. Not only that I'm training, but I have a lot of expectation to fulfill. But with Warren, I know that I evolved, because from my beginning fight, so now I see my improvement. I always go back and watch all my tapes. Like, okay, wow, I noticed I did this different. I noticed my kick looked different. I noticed that my jab is sharper. I noticed that I'm parrying more. So it's like every battle I come across, I never fight everybody the same. If the opportunity presents itself, who knows? I might get him with a low kick, and or he might get me. But my main goal is to to be hit. I mean, to hit them and not to be hit
Yeah.
as much or take as much damage.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So we all know that. I mean, you've got the main event spot, and it's going to be just an amazing fight between you and Warren at Lion Fight 69. But I wanted to ask you. I mean, it's like one whole half of this card is from Boston area fighters, because the wealth of Muay Thai talent is just unbelievable from there. Wanted to see if I could get your perspective on two fighters who are going to be in big fights that night. Give me your thoughts on Julian Nguyen, who's going to be in a big welterweight fight, and also Mike Triana, who's going to be going for the super featherweight North American title.
I'm going with Mike. Mike Triana. He's very like technical, and he's like a Muay Thai, like, I won't say expert, but like a Muay Thai technician.
Okay.
Like he's all about like rotating his hips when he punch, pivoting on certain combination, doing that jerk when you throw the elbow. So he's very like very specific and very technical with his strikes. So and he doesn't waste a lot of energy. If you notice when Mike fight, he doesn't like throw big shots. If he throws big shots, they're going to connect. So like go back and watch Mike Triano's tape. You notice that any big shot he throws or any knockout or any elbow he throws, they all counted for, they all calculated, and he doesn't like waste a lot of energy.
But he threw one head kick against Cody Moberly and knocked him out with that head kick.
And that was beautiful. Once again, he said he was working on that. He's been watching the tape. So, like I said, when it's time to drop them bombs, he's not going to miss. So I'm going with him. Also, Julian, he's very good too. He's very technical too. He start off slow, but then he finds his rhythm and then he picks it up. So that's one guy you don't want to get him find his rhythm. When he finds his rhythm and he finds his beat, he's going to dance all over you. And I don't think you're going to stop him. Especially he has some nasty elbows. And I love his clinch. I love Julian's clinch. Another big guy you guys got to watch out for is Alex Brown, up and coming amateur.
Yeah.
From my gym. He's very explosive, Muay Thai / K1 / karate style. Like, that's like my sparring partner right there. And he basically evolves me as well. So I learn from him. He learns from me, but mostly I be taking some of his moves, but he don't know.
Well, and we had a chance not that long ago to talk to Schubert, and he's just such a huge fan of you, and he is like so jacked to finally make, he's the Lion Fight amateur champ, the very first one, and now he's going to finally have a pro fight in Lion Fight, and he's like pretty damn excited to be on the same card as you.
Yeah, guys, that's another person, right? He's a diamond in the dirt right now, and I'm glad Lion Fight found him, and I'm glad you guys are polishing him, because he showed you guys that he has champion quality. He also showed you guys that he could fill up seats. And like, he was the first person to ever had a Lion Fight amateur title. Yep. That's big. Like, he made history for the amateurs. Like, no one ever had a Lion Fight amateur title besides Schubert. And for now, him coming on your show, just watch out. He's going to bring elbows. He's going to bring some crazy, like, horizontal elbows. Like, the guy loves elbows, man. Like, his hands are straight axe. So that's another person that I'm excited to watch fight. I will be watching his fight, Alex fight, Julian's fight, and Mike Triana's fight. Like, Mass, we have a lot of talent, and I think a lot of people sleeping on us. And by you putting Mass on this big card right now, it will shine a light on Massachusetts itself, all around, from people watching on UFC Fight Pass to people watching at home, to know that, okay, Massachusetts do got talent. We're not only just known for Red Sox and the Celtics and the Patriots, but we also known for Muay Thai, But yeah, I'm glad you put him on the show, man. That's a diamond right there. That's going to definitely shine soon. Just keep an eye out for him.
I think we may have some more news for New England and Mass coming up pretty soon too. I got a sneaking suspicion there might be some more Lion Fight coming your way.
Oh, goodies, the breaking news.
Breaking news. Yeah. And it's not fake news. It's not
right.
Hey, Steve, thank you so much for doing this. I know we're coming up on the last hours before Lion Fight 69 on UFC Fight Pass. So we appreciate your time for doing this. And we're really excited to be seeing you in that main event against Warren Thompson on August 27th from the House of Blues.
Man, thank you so much, Scott Zer, for making this opportunity happen. Like I said, Warren's a good opponent. I'm ready to put some blood in the sand, and I'm sure he's ready to put some blood in the sand. And you picked the the both talented warriors to clash. So, you know, I'm ready to put on a show for your organization. I'm ready to put on a show for my fans. So you guys stay tuned to figure out who will be leaving bloody or who will leave with the belt. But like I said, he's not taking my fanny pack. That belt's mine. That's my fanny pack.
So there's your advertisement right there. Subscribe and watch Lion Fight 69 on UFC Fight Pass, because Steve Walker will come get your fanny pack if you don't.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again soon.